Hello guys, welcome to my video. Today we're going to talk about floaty mouse input lag and why it is probably placebo, just in your head. Alright, so if you strongly believe that your issue is real, this is probably triggering you right now, but we're gonna talk about it. Trust me, I'm not here to make you think you're crazy because I've been through that as well. That's not the goal of this video. The goal is to just talk about the topic where it's basically a taboo in this community. You can just say, "Oh, maybe this issue isn't real." People suddenly are gonna say, "Ah, you never had the problem in the first place." They're gonna say, "You have it in a less powerful manner, like it affects you less because your problem is less worse than mine, or something like this, right?" Or at worst, they're gonna get very mad at you. I've seen people saying that someone who says it's placebo are just trying to gaslight them or doesn't know anything about PC or doesn't know how to play a FPS game. I've seen lots of stuff. Try to move my microphone closer, maybe here. All right, so let's go to the slideshow I made to help myself not get lost in my thoughts. And this is gonna be a bit longer video. I want to talk about lots of stuff I've been through these years. It's been 4 years with this stuff, with this issue with lag. Supposedly it's lag, right? And it's been up and downs. I've had some time fixes, which is the first topic. Why I think it is placebo. First is the time fixes. I'm sure all of you guys have tried a lot of stuff. If you are already looking into electricity, I'm sure you've been through a lot of stuff, right? First thing you're gonna look at when you feel lag is your monitor and your mouse. Then you're gonna look at VSync. Maybe you look at VSync first, but anyways, VSync, you're gonna lower your graphic settings, and then mouse, monitor, and so on, like PC parts. Then you get to the electricity rabbit hole, and yeah, lots of other stuff. So being through these 4 years, I always note down the things I find as a fix. And of course, if I have this amount of fixes, you can just assume that most of them either didn't work or they stopped working, which is very weird by itself. A fix, whenever you have a problem, let's say I don't know, your tire from your car, you just lose a tire. What you do, you just replace the tire, right? If you have input lag, you find the cause of the input lag and you replace it. You know what we do wrong? You know, we don't analyze the problem we believe to exist. We just go straight to the solution, to this problem solving part. We don't analyze if the issue is real or not, basically. So, okay, my PC is lagged, and I go straight to trying to fix the problem without even analyzing it, which is what I did, but we're gonna get there soon. So the fixes, I don't know, there are probably more than 15 fixes here. This is just a weird test I was doing, drawing in two different PCs to see. Anyways, I have this amount of fixes, and this is a problem where it's not like it's unplayable. If it was unplayable, no one was going to play any games. I know some people stopped. I myself stopped a little bit of playing from playing FPS games and went to more chill games after this issue. But it's not unplayable. I still got the Radiant, I still got some high ranks, I still can aim. I'm sure you guys can still click heads, you can still MVP sometimes. You might die to some questionable skilled players and that might annoy you, but I'm sure some games you pop off still, right? So yeah, it's playable. That's the thing. So if it's playable, it means it's not that big of a deal. It's not like you can't just play an FPS game and kill people if you want to. You can just go to your favorite game and have some fun time still, even with this issue. What I mean with that, where do I want to get, is that if this is not an issue that is not that bad in the overall terms, means that some fixes like I don't know how many fixes, but 1, 2, 3 fixes should be enough to fix your problem completely. How come you have more than 15 fixes and it still is not completely fixed? It doesn't make sense. Things are not like these, guys. These things are just not like this. Okay, and also you might say, oh, but the problem comes back. But okay, how does it come back? How? Let's say you think your problem is electricity, but then, for example, in my fixes here, uninstall GitHub. So if I noted this here, it means I felt a positive effect. But if I kept making more fixes, noting more fixes here, means that this wasn't good enough. How come this wasn't good enough? If it fixed a little bit, right? Things just doesn't come back. Do you think electricity just learns that you're playing better and infects your PC more strongly? Or I don't know. Anyways, these fixes are very questionable. If you have a lot of fixes that you tried and you could swear to yourself that it fixed, it's a high indicator that you're prone to placebo. And don't be sad, guys. Everyone is prone to placebo. Placebo is a thing. You take a remedy thinking it's gonna do good to you, and your mood gets better, you get more confident, and sometimes you even get some healing effects. You can search this on Google, you're gonna see it's real. Alright? So don't be ashamed to be placeboed. We could all be placebo. You've probably been placeboed a lot of times in your life. Casino is the biggest. Have you played dice games? Don't you feel that the way you throw the dice, if you think it's mathematically, it doesn't make sense, right? But it's still you just throw the dice in a way where you think it's gonna land on 6, right? So yeah, we are. This is just our nature. Anyways, let's go to the next topic. Proofs. So this is an issue that there are no proofs. You can just visualize it, which is kind of understandable. But the proof is, oh damn, it just goes to the menu. Let me pause the video for a second. All right, I'm back. My microphone is right in front of my keyboard, so it's a little bit weird. But anyways, the way people show, I don't actually need my keyboard, but the way people show they have input lag is this. How can you tell? How on earth can you tell someone has input lag by watching them do this? If you're able to tell someone has input lag by just watching someone move the camera left and right, you could just, I don't know, you have the fastest reaction time in the world to tell from a 60 FPS YouTube video that this is lagged. And sometimes they put a split screen with two videos, and one is moving kind of like this, and the other one is kind of more snappy like this. And sometimes they put their hand cam, sometimes not. But yeah, you can just tell, guys. You humanly can't tell if one is delayed and the other one is not. If it's a low delay, right? If it's like 100 milliseconds, I'm sure everyone is able to spot it, but it should be a very easy thing to fix if you have that amount of input lag. Anyways, you can just tell from a video of someone doing this and showing their hand cam or not. You can just tell. So this is not a proof. What should be a proof? Oh, I have input lag. It's what I said earlier. We assume we have a problem and go straight to the problem solution part. We skip the, do we have actually this problem? So how can you prove this? You can measure with a high FPS camera. Doesn't need to be 1000. You can do it with slow motion, which most phones have, the super slow motion in Samsung. It's 240 FPS. And I did it. And basically I have 22 milliseconds, which is pretty good. I think it can go lower than that, but for most games it's a pretty good number. And 22 milliseconds I should be playing just fine. I should not be like a bot or not being able to keep up with targets I'm trying to track and always feeling I'm behind. Yeah, so this is one way to prove, and yeah. The desync we're gonna talk about soon is basically when someone shoots. I never felt this, by the way, but people claim to be shooting. Let's say this is the target, this is the enemy, right? This column is the enemy. they claim to be hitting their shots, but the shots are not registering. So you hit these shots, like 8 shots there, and the enemy just doesn't get damaged, or just get damaged by 1 bullet or something like this. So this is desync and hit reg issues, right? But have you ever seen an actual video? This should be very easy to demonstrate and visualize. You don't need to be an expert. You just see the bullets going straight through the enemy's body and not registering. You could just see, okay, something's wrong. The hits are not registering. Yet somehow I've never seen a video that this happens. It just doesn't. Just the guy claiming, we're gonna see some soon. Don't worry. But just the guy claiming that the shots went straight to the enemy's body and didn't register. So yeah, that's why proofs in quote unquote here. Next topic, test with logic, not just feel. So you can just change something in your PC. Let's say you buy a new mouse to test, and you go there and, or you just go and click some heads. Okay, you're gonna have your perception, but to eliminate placebo, you need something you can actually test with. So okay, in my case, I believed I have floaty mouse and input lag. I debunked basically the input lag with recording my screen and testing the time it gets from the click to the information I get on the screen. And also this one, which I did a test, because I recorded a video, but it didn't go as I expected. I had to use some slideshows to keep me on track. But yeah, let me do it again here live so we can see. All right. Right, so this is my reaction time. I usually get around 160 to 175 milliseconds. And yeah, sometimes 150 something. It doesn't go away. It doesn't go much higher than this unless I actually feel I took too long to click. So yeah, 165, it's way better than the average and most people. There are some people that are faster than me. By the way, if you're here, you're a beast. I don't know how can you possibly be in this region here. You should be, I don't know, a pro player. You should invest in that career. So it's debatable. Some people say reaction time is not that important, and I believe in that. I strongly believe in that reaction time is not that important. To some degree, like if you have 200, I think you're fine, 220, but if you have like these, then you're kind of screwed. But you should not be in this part anyways. If you're here, I think it's mostly your hardware or something like this. Anyways, test with logic, not with feel. So I did the human benchmark. I suggest you guys to do it. You can record your camera if you're still not convinced. And what else could be causing your mouse to be floaty? If you don't have input lag, it could just be the mouse not being precise or having some sort of accel, right? Or negative accel. How do you test for accel? There are more sophisticated methods, but this one is pretty good and very easy to do. You just mark a point. Let's mark the start of this column there. You mark your mouse pad with a physical thing. So I put my finger, my left hand here. As you can see, it hits my finger and stops, right? And what you do from here? You go fast to the right side and then you move back slowly. There you go. It lands on the same place. If it lands on the same place, you don't have mouse accel. Let me do it a few times. Go fast. Go back slow. You can see that I did a very fast flick there. Still it stopped in the same place. So fast, go back slow. I'm gonna go a bit slower even. Yeah. So it's okay to have a little bit of deviation there. If you do some jerkiness, if you go up and down, it's gonna change the final result. So you should worry if you go like this, and then when you go back, it stops kind of like this or like this. Then you should worry, right? Or even like this. I think it's problematic. But if you do it, let me hit my fingers. You do, and you go back. It stopped like this. It's fine, right? All right. So this is the mouse Excel. If your mouse is don't, if your mouse don't have Excel, it's being precise. You can see it's smoothly moving around. It's not jumping. It's not doing anything weird. It doesn't have Excel. It doesn't have input lag. Then what could be causing floaty mouse, guys? Really? Do you think the lag only happens when you move your mouse? I don't think this is even possible. And how could you be able to? I don't know. I don't even like to think about this because it doesn't make sense. If you do the human benchmark with your keyboard, you're gonna get the same result as the mouse. So your keyboard and mouse is the same. Both doesn't have lag. Do you think only moving left and right is gonna be causing lag? I don't think so. I don't like thinking about this. I don't know how can you test this. You can if you want to. Maybe you can record a video with a high FPS camera and just go in Paint and By the way, we're gonna see this drawing soon when we talk about Desync. Let's keep going. Be honest with yourself. So when I say be honest with yourself, is you can't just ignore. Let's say you don't believe it's placebo. You're sure you have the problem. You're sure it's lagged. But you need to be honest with yourself. Are you actually playing better? If you are playing better, do you really have less input lag? Have you actually measured it? You can't just be like, oh, but I know, I'm sure, I can feel it in my mouse. But you gotta be honest with yourself, guys. If you lie to yourself, you're just gonna waste time, you're gonna waste money. Yeah, do things that make sense. Don't just assume, oh, it's real, I can feel in my mouse, it's real. So and go doing crazy stuff. You're gonna save yourself from a lot of trouble. All right, so let's talk about Desync, the shots not registering stuff. And I have this video here. There are lots of other videos, I'm sure, if you search. But this is a kind of famous video in this niche issue, 19,000 views. And just quickly before we watch this video, talking about be honest with yourself, how many people do you know, apart from the forum guys, that have this issue? That came to complain to you without you telling them about anything, just, oh, I have floaty mouse. Probably no one, right? How many streamers or pro players there are with this issue? I never seen one. Never. There are no streamers, no pro players complaining about this stuff. Maybe streamers, okay, because there's a lot of streamers, but there are no pro players. And pro players travel a lot, and they play on different PCs on LAN. How come this is a not known issue by now? Yeah, think about this. I also traveled my country, and whenever I could, I tried to play on some gaming cafes around the town, and I got the same gaming experience that I had in my home with my PC. So yeah, that's the be honest with yourself, just complimenting it. Let's see the desync again.
I'm firing, you hear the fire sound and the hit reg sound plays. Get some delayed hit.
Alright, let's see.
Hits on that one. This one's got a full body spray, but there's like 3 shots there that barely register.
So he claims to have a full body spray, but 3 shots barely register. I don't even know what barely register means. Like, can he feel the shots are not wanting to register? Anyways, let's see the actual full body spray now.
There you go,
and when I say, guys, be honest with yourself, I mean this stuff. You can't just, okay, you might think that your shots are going through the enemy body and it's not registering, but you can just take that and be happy. You need to actually see that if this is happening or not. And it's very easy to see, just record and watch it slowly. Watch the shots, where are they going, are they hitting? And let's do this. Let's see the full body spray. The first one is a hit, and the second hit the wall back there. Hit, so we still need 2 shots to kill Reyna. By the way, you need 4 shots, yeah, to kill in Valorant. Miss. 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 hit, and hit. So 4 shots, and she's dead. Which should happen, right? I don't see the full body spray. He lost. He missed a lot of shots there.
Barely see. I'm firing. You hear the fire sound, and the hit rate sound plays way off it. I have 6-7 shots that went through his body.
Okay, so he said 6-7 shots that went through the Fade's body, and let's actually see it. Let's go frame by frame now. So 1 shot miss, 2 shots. The second shot is a hit. So we still need 3. Miss, 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 hit. So we still need 2. Miss, hit. We still need 1. And the last one seems like a hit. But you might be thinking, oh, but he hit 4 shots and he's dead. How didn't Fate die there? Do you notice how quickly he died after hitting the 4 shots? So hit 4 shots, dies very quickly, like almost instantly. As soon as he hits the shot on Fade, he's dead. And these guys, I'm gonna break some news to you. This is pink. Yeah, that I give a little bit of spoiler showing the paint drawing there, the amazing paint drawing. So breaking news, guys, there are delay in internet connections. Don't mistake input lag with internet ping, internet delay, because they are completely different things. Internet delay cannot affect your mouse at all. It can affect the time it takes to kill an enemy, but it can't affect your actual mouse movements. Only your input lag. Okay, so if you hit a shot on the enemy, you have, let's say you have 30 milliseconds of ping. This is the time it takes from the information from your PC to travel to the internet and come back, and also the time to come back, I mean. So let's say you hit the shot. This is your PC, this is the enemy. Enemy PC. This is your PC, your little keyboard and your mouse. And when you click someone, the information is getting sent to the server. But if the enemy clicked you and his information already got to the server, it doesn't matter what happens on your PC, because the server already understands that you're dead. So when your information gets there, that you hit the guy, it already got this one. So he knows you're dead already. You died first, right? And it doesn't matter if you have low ping. If you have 5, you could have 5 ping. If the information from the enemy got to the server first, it doesn't matter what happened here in this game, because you're already dead. You cannot do damage while you're dead. Some games like Rainbow Six, you're probably gonna get killed and kill the enemy, but on this game, it is not gonna happen. You're gonna die first, even if you hit the shot. This is more easily, it's easier to see when you hit someone with the op shot, because it's just a body shot and he should be dead. But as soon as you click, you die, and you're like, oh, but I hit my shot. I did this all the time, but I never believed it was Desync or something. I know how ping works, right? And yeah, this is not Desync, guys. It's just normal internet gaming. I don't know how it is on LAN, because I never played on LAN, but this is internet for you, internet gaming. All right, let's keep going. Desync, everyone is an expert. Okay, this is an interesting one. Have you ever noticed how on forums about this floaty mouse and input lag thing, there are a lot of experts? Not a lot, like almost everyone is an expert. For example, someone says, oh, it's electricity 100%. The most common used word in the forum is 100%. People say 100% all the time, like, oh, I know it's electricity 100%. I fix my problem 100%. The problem will come back 100%. People are so sure about everything, and all of these lines up to placebo, guys. If you're 100% sure you have the problem, Doesn't matter if you have the problem or not, you're gonna believe you have the problem. You convince yourself you have the problem, right? So everyone is an expert. For example, you say, I have input lag. Someone says, oh, it's electricity, move house. You go on move house. Let me turn off this annoying music. You go on, listen to advice and move house. You move home. You take your PC there, you play. You still have lag. You go back to the forum, to the same guy that told you to move house is the only fix, and you say, oh, it didn't fix. Guess what? The guy is not gonna say, maybe this is not the maybe electricity is not the problem. What's he gonna say? He always gonna have an answer to that. He's gonna say, but your PC is infected with dirty electricity. You need a new PC on this house. If you go and take a new PC, what's it gonna say? Probably you're in the house you moved to is already it is also infected with dirty electricity. Or he's gonna say, there's a tower, cell phone tower getting interference to your computer or something like this. You were unlucky and got a bad house with bad electricity, whatever that means. And I'm amused because people get so smart and so they know everything about computers and electricity. Somehow, I don't know, with Google search and ChatGPT and Blurbuster scavenging, people somehow get to an expert level of understanding about these things. I don't understand. They don't need a degree. They don't need studying books or something. They just go to an online forum and they know everything about PCs and electricity. They know how your capacitor from your motherboard gets filled with dirty electricity, and you need to flush it out by guys. They're just so smart. But you know what's the most funny part? They know about everything, yet they still have the problem. How come? The guy has an answer to everything. I bet if you call this out, you say, oh, you know about everything, but you still have the problem. Guess what? They also have an answer to that. They're gonna say, oh, but I don't have money to move house. I don't have money to buy a solar energy generator, a battery, a toroid cable. I don't know. They always gonna have an explanation, guys. Oh, you need to change your entire PC, plus your keyboard, plus your mouse, plus your monitor, and I'm not exaggerating. I've read that. I've read guys saying that if you change your PC but don't change the other parts like the peripherals, you're you're still gonna have the problem. I've seen that. And guys, I don't think these guys are crazy. I just think this is some ignorance, it's some ego that doesn't let you to look at the problem not being real or looking at other, like going out of what you believe. I think it's just an ego thing mostly. You don't want to give up everything you believed, like, oh, it's electricity. I felt, one day it was better, like by morning it was better. When I moved house for 7 days it was better, so it must be electricity. Guys, everything people say there lines up with placebo. Even myself, when I changed my power supply, I was playing better. You might say, oh, but it is real then. If you're playing better, if you're aiming better, it is real. No, it's not. It doesn't mean it's real. It means I'm playing better. Why? Could it be real? Could the issue be real and my power supply fix it? Maybe. Could it be placebo? Maybe as well, and more likely even. If you ask electricians, can electricity affect your input lag? Go to a forum. If you believe forums so much, like, this is also, be honest with yourself. If you believe people in forum in input lag forums, you should believe people in electricity forums as well. You can't just be selective with your belief. You just, I believe this is random internet guy, but I don't believe this is a random internet guy that goes against what I believe. You need to be honest with yourself. So go to Reddit, electricity Reddit, and search for input lag. They're all gonna say, no, it cannot affect your PC. If it's gonna affect your PC, it's gonna turn off, like, you're gonna see some other sort of weird things happening. Your PC is gonna turn off, your screen is gonna turn off, something's gonna get burnt, or something, your PC is not even gonna turn on. It can just affect, it cannot just affect your mouse, guys. It just cannot. If you have, again, I'm not saying you're a liar. If you have proof, if you have seen it, not just by feel, again, you cannot just provide some random guy moving the mouse left and right, or someone, even someone playing. This doesn't prove anything. You need to show some actual numbers, like the input lag being worse, and then you fix your electricity and you get like 20 milliseconds less or something like this. You need to have this data. You cannot just trust feel. All right. So yeah, be careful with these online expert guys, especially if they still have their problem. I think that's pretty much it about this topic. And lastly, guys, I think this is very useful, probably the most useful thing here, if you agreed with lots of stuff here, is what you believe matters. Basically, how placebo works, right? But let's watch a video here. This is a guy who aims very well. He likes to grind Kovacs. I don't know what game he played, but he had some good aiming advice.
Should be doing, making the scenario really the inner game of tennis. Here's an
All
example
right, so let's hear what this guy has to say.
that I think should be helpful. In the book The Inner Game of Tennis, the author gives a tennis lesson to a woman who claims to always hit the ball on the wood, not the strings. So he serves her some shots and tells her to hit the ball on the strings, and to his surprise, she was actually right. She hit most of the shots on the wood. He then served her more shots, but told her to hit the ball on the wood, like purposely hit the ball on the wood. She then proceeds to hit most of the serves, but this time they were all on the strings, and she says, "I can't do anything I set my mind to." The moral of that story is that she's right. If you focus too hard on trying to make your body do something, you're going to do it wrong. If you had to learn how to walk again, it'd be almost impossible. Yet babies are doing it all the time. This is due to your mind interfering. So the best way to get better at not reloading in these scenarios is just to not care about the reloads. Just do the scenario simply, and over time you'll just get better at it. Since we're talking about...
All right, pretty good actually. I could end the video now. Probably gonna end soon. So that's what I think it happens with me. Makes a lot of sense. When I think about my mouse, when I think if it is coming back or not, if it's more laggier, if it's less laggier, I'm gonna shift my focus to something. And if I believe it's worse, or for some reason, guys, another thing also, most people are not consistent. It's okay to one day play good, one day play bad. It's okay to one day track your enemies well, flick well, and the other day you don't flick well. This is normal. It doesn't work like this. It doesn't work like you're suddenly gonna hit every flick, hit every tracking. Watch people play. Even good players miss their shots. Of course they're gonna hit a lot, but they also practice and play a lot. So what you believe matters. Okay, if you believe your aim is bad, if you believe you have lag, you're probably gonna start playing worse. You're gonna start to overcompensate. You're gonna focus on your aim. Like imagine kicking a ball, right? When you're gonna kick a ball, you're just gonna look at the goal. Okay, I wanna kick on the right side. You just go and focus on kicking the ball. You just focus on the target. Or when you draw, you take the pencil, you look at the paper, you imagine what you want to draw, and you just draw. You don't think about your fingers and how you're going to move your fingers. You don't think about your knee when you're going to shoot the ball, kick a ball. You don't think about the pressure you're going to apply on your thigh. And when you track enemies and when you flick, you don't think about the hand movement you're going to do. You don't think about the leg you need to compensate for. You don't think about this stuff. You just go and aim. Right? So that's it. Let me see. Yeah, that's it. We have no slides, no topics to talk more. Share your opinions. I know there are a lot of rude people, but there are also lots of people willing to discuss and not be offended by just people sharing their opinions online. Again, it's the internet. I understand people getting mad and going crazy, but I hope to get some good interactions about this video. My goal is not to call anyone crazy or just say, oh, I'm 100% right, you're 100% wrong. I would say I'm 99% convinced this is placebo, but I'm not yet 100. You could just send some interesting thing for me to look onto. And till the next video, and talk to you guys in the comments. Have a great rest of your day, guys. Bye bye.